whatever the grade is on there.
It's got a 60.
Yeah, there was a mistake on the original key, so I had to go in and make some changes. So 60 is not too bad. It's pretty good.
I only counted on the 10 things.
All right, so here we go. Number 1. Which of the figures has a greater volume? I gave you the formula on the test. So I did step 1 for you. The formula for each, these are both cylinders. So the formula that I gave you on the test was this, pi r squared h. I'm going to write it down twice. Why am I writing it down twice?
Oh, is it for the second one?
Yeah, because there's 2 cylinders. So I'm going to have to set this thing up twice. Oh, I'm sorry. I took one home and I forgot to bring it back. So here, this is yours. Will you grab me one of those? Sorry about that. And if you, do you want to wipe it down? I have a wipe. Will you grab me one of the other ones though? All right, so I'm going to write the formula down twice because I have 2 different cylinders. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that most of my students looked and said, oh, this one's taller, I'm going to choose that one. And I specifically, if you had watched the video where I did the review, thank you. I told you not to assume that the taller one is the bigger one. I told you that. You have to do the work. There are no shortcuts here. You got to do the work. All right, so for the first cylinder, I'm going to start filling it in. Pi times, what's my radius?
Is it 3?
3 is my radius. What's my height? 3.
Oh, no. Oh,
So that's how the first one gets filled in. So Leanna's going to put this into her calculator and tell me what that volume is. Will, let's fill this one in. What's my radius for the big one? Or the tall one, excuse me. What?
So it would be pi times, is it 6?
What's the radius?
2.
2 is the radius. The radius is part of the circle. Times, what's the height?
6.
And Leanna is going to figure out this one. Put this into your calculator, Leanna. Tell me what that's equal to. Yeah. Did you get an answer for this one, Juliana?
I got it.
Okay, hang on. We're taking turns.
Oh, both of them.
Anybody? Okay, what'd you get, Juliana, for this one, for the first one? I love it. 84.8. Oops. Leanna, what did you get for this one? Beautiful. 75.4. Which one is the bigger one, y'all?
Number 1.
Yeah, this one is the bigger one. But if you just assume the taller one was the bigger one, you're going to miss it. I told you that in the review. You have to do the work, no shortcuts. Okay? Are there any questions?
No.
All right, let's look at number 2. Just a plain old volume of the cylinder. On the test, I gave you the I gave you the formula. So we'll go ahead and write the formula down that was given to you on your test. Okay, Leanna, help me out. How do I fill this in? Pi times what? What's my radius?
Ooh.
Yes, 5 squared times what's the height? Say it again. Yeah, 9's the height. Will, type that in. What's the answer?
It's 706.
0.9.
58.
There it is.
Yeah.
Any questions? All right, number 3. What's up? What?
All right, so the radius is circle, right?
The radius is part of the circle. They'll either give you the radius, or sometimes they'll give you, like in this one, they give you the diameter. See, it goes all the way across the circle. That's the diameter.
Okay.
The radius is halfway across the circle. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at number 3. Volume of a sphere. On the test, I gave you this formula. So we're going to go ahead and write that down. Pi r cubed.
So it's R.
And it tells me that my radius is 17. So help me out, Juliana. How am I going to fill this out? Pi times what? What do I put in place of the r?
It's 17. It's not my turn.
Yeah, you put a 17 in place of the r with an exponent of 3. Do y'all remember how to do an exponent of 3 in the calculator?
Yes.
I'm going to type this in. Everybody should be typing. Control divide. 4/3. Arrow out of the fraction. Times pi. Times 17. And then this key right here will give me an exponent box. And this time I need to put a 3 in there. So my answer is 20,579.5. Yes, the answer is D. Okay. Yeah? All right, number 4. We got a can of chili. I know that a can of chili is shaped like a cylinder. I'm going to draw that can. It tells me that the base area is 19. And it says the height is 5. And on the test, I gave you this formula. I told you to use this formula. No pi, no radius, none of that. I said use this formula. Y'all, this was one of the easiest ones on the test because they gave you the area of the base. They gave you the big B. This is big B. This is your H. How do I fill this thing in? What do I do? How do I fill it in? I already gave you the formula, Will. Big B times H. They are telling you this is the area of the base. This is the big B. This is the height. How do I fill in this formula? Y'all are making it way harder than it is. This is the big B. This is the H. What do I do? How do I fill this in? Yes. That's it. Thank you. It's just 19 times 5. That's all you had to do. What is 19 times 5, Leanna? No, 19 times 5. I don't know what you punched in, but what? Thank you, 95. There's the answer. Make sure that if I have written it, if I have drawn it, it is on your corrections. Did you draw this cylinder? Okay, number 5. What is the volume of the cone if the area of the base is 147 centimeters? On your test, I actually gave you this formula because it's a cone. And it says the area of the base is 147. This is another one of those things where they gave you the big B. They're telling you the area of the base is 147. The height is 9.
So they would do 147 times.
Yeah, except don't forget the 1/3. But yeah,
Oh.
1/3 times 147 times 9. That's all you had to do.
I did this one?
Yes.
I'm only 41.
No, 441.
Yeah, 441.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
I will. I will wait until everybody's ready to go to the next page.
I got number 6 right.
Yeah?
For 1 through 6, I missed 2 on 1 through 6. But I got number.
Are we ready to go on? Juliana, you ready? All right, number 6. Find the volume of the sphere if r equals 3. Now, I changed your answer choices so that they didn't have pi in them. So I had given you the formula. This actually already has it written there too. 4/3 pi r cubed. Leanna, what am I going to replace r with on this one? Read up here, it'll tell you. What do I replace r with?
Oh, I know this.
Leanna's going to tell me. She can read. She sees what r is equal to. What is r equal to, Leanna? Read it.
Oh, it's so easy.
Read number 6. It tells you specifically what r is equal to. Read the question. No.
It's right there. They give you the whole answer.
Read the question right after number 6. What does it say? Yes, you do. Read what I'm pointing to.
No, it's easy one.
Leanna, read what I'm pointing to up on the screen. It's on your test. You can see what I'm pointing to if you look up at the screen and then look at your test. Thank you. I'm going to plug in a 3 right here. Juliana, type this in for me. Tell me what you get. Shh. There it is, 113.1. This answer right here. Leanna, you writing what I'm writing? Beautiful.
Miss Coleman. Before you mark that out, I'll pick 36.
Yeah, 36 pi. All right, find the volume of the sphere if the radius is 5. I don't need a picture. They gave me the R. Will, tell me how to fill this in. How do I fill it in?
All right, so we're going to do 4 over 3 times 5 squared
Not squared. What does the formula say? It's right here. What is my exponent supposed to be? Yes, to the third power. Leanna, type this in. See what you get. 4/3 times pi times 5 cubed. Yes. 4/3. Look up at the screen. Huh? Yeah, 5 to the third power. Do you remember how to get an exponent box? It's that key right there. Do what? What'd you get? 523.6. It is this one. Okay, we did not have this one on our test. Scooch over here. I've renumbered this one to number 8. This one is more of a reading question. They're not asking you to solve anything. They're asking you to read the question and fill in the formula correctly. So this is a cone. So I gave you the formula on the test. I told you it's 1/3 pi r squared times the height. Okay, an ice cream cone which measured 4 inches high. So this is my H and had a base with a radius of 1.5. So R equals 1.5. Was filled with chocolate pudding. Which formula would you use to determine the volume of the pudding that the ice cream can hold? All right. I see a 1/3 in this one. I see a 4. And I see a 1.5. First, let's fill in our formula. How would I fill this thing in? 1/3 times pi times what? What's my R?
1/3.
No, I'm not asking you to solve it. We're filling it in. That's all the question is asking us to do.
It could be 1/3 times pi.
What do I put in for the R? Leanna, what do I put in for the R?
1.5.
1.5 squared. And Leanna, what do I put in for the H? I labeled it up top. The 4 is the H. So our answer choice should look something like this. Okay, so tell me what's wrong with answer choice A.
It's backwards. It's
not about being backwards. What is it missing?
The pi.
Doesn't have any pi, right? Juliana, is there anything wrong with answer choice B? That's a good fair point. They're using 3.14 time for pi. So anything that has 3.14, you can, we'll call that pi. So good point. All right, so Leanna, is answer choice B missing anything? Does it look different than this one in some way?
Oh, jeez.
Do you see a difference from here to here? Juliana, do you see a difference from here to here? I see one difference from here to here. Do you see what it is? I see 1/3 times pi times 1.5.
Oh, all right.
What's the difference? The squared, yeah, this one doesn't have a radius squared. Okay, good. Why? How do you know it's C? Beautiful, thank
Oh my
you.
God. Oh my God.
Do you see how this right here, 1.5 times 1.5, that is 1.5 squared. Good catch.
But the word what she said, that was amazing.
Number 9. Everybody got that? All that written down? Leanna, you got it written down, dear? Not a guess so. It's a yes/no question. Do you have it written down? Do I need to leave it up for a second, Leanna? Yeah? You're okay? Number 9. Here, I'll pull it out of this. What is the volume of the cylinder? And it gives you right here, the radius is 4 and the height is h. On the test, I gave you this formula. It's a cylinder, so pi r squared h. Leanna, help me fill this out. What do I put in for the r? I circled it. What do I put in for the r? Beautiful. 4 squared times, what do I put in for the h?
8. Sorry. I'm sorry, Scott. I have to say
8. Okay. Who's going to type that in for me? Go, Will.
I got an answer.
What'd you get?
So it would be 402.
402, about 0.1, but that's that answer right there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, number 10. A cylinder-shaped tank has a circular base with an area of 6. Okay, I'm going to draw that cylinder. And it says it's got an area of 6. Y'all, that means the whole base. The whole base is 6. And it says the volume is 69. And on the test, I gave you this formula. Big B times H. Now, this is one of those, there was one of these on the review. We kind of have to work it backwards. Okay, so let's look at my numbers. I have a V and I have a B. Yeah. So where do I put this 69? What do I replace? What letter do I replace it with? The V. So I need to put the 69 here. And I need to put the 6 where the big B is, and I don't know the H. So I'm going to insolve this for H. Somebody insolve that.
I did. Menu 3-1. 69. 6.
This is a menu 3-1 question.
I got the answer.
What'd you get, Will?
It's D.
Yes, 11.5.
Yeah.
This was a menu 3-1 question. We kind of had to work it backwards because they gave us the volume. Yes? Leanna, you got it written down? All right, number 11. Oh, okay, we omitted several on the next page. So skip here.
Hey, how many of you okay?
I think I left out 5 questions, maybe. All right, so a storage container in the shape of a right circular cylinder is shown in the accompanying diagram. So when I gave you the test, I gave you this formula because it's a cylinder. The first thing I notice here is that they gave me, did they give me the diameter or did they give me the radius? Look, it goes all the way across the circle. That's the diameter. Does this formula ask you for the diameter anywhere? It asks you for the radius. I cannot put 8 into this formula. It is not the radius. What have I got to do? Yeah, what do I do to the diameter, Leanna? You got to divide it by what? 2. So I'm going to take this 8 and divide it by 2, and I get 4. That is my radius. Now help me fill this out, Juliana. How do I fill it out? Good. 4 squared times what? Nope. What's the height of the cylinder? 10. There we go. Leanna, type that in, see what you get. No, this right here. Oh, that's the height, yes. Now type it in, see what you get for the answer.
I don't know the answer.
I know, but
I'm not gonna say that.
correct. 0.65. Yeah, that one right there. Everybody okay? Okay.
I can't remember. Oh, so are we finished?
We got 2 more.
You don't like to 15 and 14 and
Well, 14, one of them was who's the best math teacher, and the other one was just matching. So we're not gonna.
Who's the best math teacher? Miss Lucky.
She is pretty good. I will give her that. All right.
she is.
So number 12.
Oh,
In the diagram below, a right circular cone has a diameter of 8 and a height of 12. On the test, I gave you this formula because it's a cone. I said 1/3 pi r squared times h. Now, what do you notice about this cone? Did they give you the radius or did they give you the diameter?
the radius.
It goes all the way across the circle, so they gave you the diameter. Can I put an 8 into this formula?
Yes. No.
No, there is no diameter in this formula. Do you see that?
Yes.
I got to figure out what the radius is. Leanna, you told us last time. Tell us again. How do I find the radius if they give me the diameter? Come on, tell me. What do? You can do this. You just told me on the other one. No. I'm asking if they give me the diameter, how do I figure out the radius? Do what?
She said this one time, dog.
Juliana,
Look, I do, please, I do.
tell me what to do here, Juliana. How do I figure out the radius? Yeah, what did you do to get that? You are right. What did you do? Yes, you divide it by 2. So this is your radius. Will, fill this thing in for me. Fill this formula in for me.
It's so easy, though.
Leanna, sit up. Fill it in. What do you get?
Alright, so it could be 4.
4 squared times
8, no, 12.
times 12.
Hey, I'm doing this. This is
Okay,
my problem.
go.
Like my room. My sideboard.
I'm gonna go with the summer diet in 2026. 2027.
Leanna, are you writing?
I got an
Okay.
answer. But I'm not gonna say it. Until everybody type it in. What you get, John?
I thought you said you were gonna do
What'd you
this.
get? Awesome.
What'd you get, Will?
I got 201. Point
201 point.
is 0.
Yeah, so that's this one right here.
Miss Colton,
What's that?
little Luke's gonna die when he turns 27.
You don't know. He's
And
a
he's
rapper.
gonna die with, and he's gonna go with the purple ladies.
Okay, we got one more, and then you can tell me about that. All right, the last one. Which, this actually isn't, just mark through these, okay?
What? Oh.
Just mark through the answer. We're just going to find the answer, okay? What's the volume of this cylinder? So I've got to write my formula on the test. I gave it to you. Leanna, what's my radius?
Yeah, let him do it.
No, Leanna, tell me what the radius is of this cylinder.
I'm dead.
Leanna, tell me what the radius is of the cylinder.
27.
That's the height. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there where the H is. What do I put for the R? Because they gave me the diameter. So what have I got to do to that diameter? That's the diameter. You cannot put a diameter into a formula that asks you for the radius. Yes, you've got to divide it by 2. So the radius is 6.
I'm doing it by myself.
So pi,
If I do it by myself,
yes.
thank you.
Leanna, type this in, see what you get. That.
You said by yourself.
Yeah, because you losing some cover.
Type it in, Leanna, see what you get. Come show me on your calculator. Will, you can say it out loud, but I want to see it on Leanna's calculator.
I'm not saying that kind of loud. Yes, I'm the smartest boy. I did all these problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I do no problem.
What'd you get, Leanna?
I'm calculator, I'm done.
It was 305.
Yeah, 3,053. Yes. 0.6. Is that a 6? Yeah. So there's the answer. All right. Bring those to me, and then we're going to talk some more.
All right, so you see all these boxes?
Say it again, Leanna. I'm handing
Man, wait, excuse me. I'm first. I got that first.
Okay.
All
right.
That didn't look.
Now, let me check if y'all did the work.
That's it.
All right, good. Thank you. I will get those grades changed. Now, tomorrow, I need you to listen to me. Tomorrow, I have to be out again. Husband has another doctor's appointment.
Come on, miss.
So, are you listening to me? Look at me.
Look at me, look at me.
Because sometimes he has to be kind of knocked out. Need somebody to grab him back.
Who? Oh.
All right, so, are y'all listening to me?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I don't want anybody clicking around. I want you to focus on me. What's up? No, because y'all, we're doing something different. They're doing their test corrections tomorrow. Tomorrow, what I have planned is a cleanup day, like making corrections on stuff that you have failed or test corrections or whatever. I have left, listen to me, I have left a list with the sub of who needs to correct what. I've also made corrections videos for all of the homework quizzes. Okay? Listen to me. I will send you, Bill, stop clicking, look at me. I will send you the links. I will send you the links to whatever video you need to look at to write corrections. Yes? I'll send, like Will, I think you have 2 corrections to make. I'm sending you those 2 videos to your Canvas inbox. Does that make sense?
So I'm gonna two messages from you. 2.
No, you'll get a message with 2 different video links
Okay.
for the corrections. All you gotta do, just like any corrections, right, is watch the video and what?
That's it.
And what?
Right.
Write whatever's in the video. Okay, most of it will be on a separate sheet of paper. Y'all are doing one, I think each of you have like a reflections quiz to correct, so I actually printed out the quiz for you to write onto the quiz. Yes? But the others are just on paper. Does this make sense to us?
Yes.
Say again. They're real short, they're like 4 questions. So I feel like tomorrow you're gonna have a lot of free time once you get your corrections done for me. Does this make sense? Okay? When you're done with your corrections for me, and I'll let the sub list, he or she, I think it's a he, is gonna check off, you know, when you get it done, they're gonna check it off, and then they know that when you're done, you can work on something else for another class. Yes? Are we all good? Okay. Lynn, are you done with this? Okay, I need you to finish. Let me get that grade off of the book. Come on.
No.